to share this prayer that literally changed the trajectory of my life, right? And I just want to give like the backstory to that, because I know that prayer truly changes things. Like, I grew up in church, but I didn't, at this time, I didn't have a relationship with God. So it was like I was at this crossroads. I was in a relationship with this man, and it had become so toxic that I was really done. You know what I mean? Mentally, I was done, but physically, I'm still in this relationship with this man, and I don't really know how to leave. Didn't have the strength to leave, even though things were happening that were clear signs like, girl, you shouldn't be in it anymore. Like, it's time to go. I was not taking the cues, so to speak, and I knew that I wasn't. And I remember being in my bed one day and just literally crying. And I distinctly remember saying, God, if you are real, I need you to create an exit door and give me the strength to use it. So the prayer was just that simple. God, create an exit door and give me the strength to use it. Very powerful prayer, because there were many times, if you like actually think about your own personal situation, I knew in my situation, there were many times things happened where I knew I should have left. So that was an opportunity. That was a door. That's the door I'm describing. Many doors had opened for me to leave, but I did not have the strength to leave. So I realized it wasn't that just I needed a door. I really needed the strength to actually walk through that door to leave. And so, how many of us struggle with that? Like, this person you're in a relationship with is doing X, Y, and Z. That you're in a situationship with is doing X, Y, and Z, but you're still sticking around. You're not really sure why you're sticking around, or like, what is it about this person? Short answer is literally a stronghold. How would I describe it? I was addicted to that person. It was like I had to, I couldn't detach on my own. It just wasn't going to happen within my own strength. I wasn't able to do it. And part of that was I've been with this person for over 4 years. It's like 4.5 years. Now, in 4.5 years, you get really comfortable with somebody. Like, this is my normal routine. This is what we do. This is what it is. Anytime, we don't like to disrupt comfort. We don't like to disrupt. There's a sense of peace, and I know what tomorrow brings. I know how to navigate tomorrow. So there was comfort there, and detaching from this person meant I didn't know what the next day was going to bring. I didn't know emotionally if I was going to be able to handle it, or what that was actually going to look like. So I stayed where I was comfortable, even though it was toxic, even though it was literally draining me physically, mentally, and emotionally, like killing. It was literally poisoning me slowly type of situation. So I have been, I guess it was like 2 or 3 months, I would say almost 3 months, that I had been praying the prayer, God, create an exit door and give me the strength to use it, because that's a powerful combination. So about 3 months after praying that, what ended up happening was I randomly found out, and let me not even say randomly, because I know that this was God answering the prayer. I had found out that my boyfriend at the time actually got someone else pregnant. Me hearing that, in that moment, it was like, this is God. This is God. And I knew it was God because my deal breaker, and this was a deal breaker that he and I had talked about before, my deal breaker was that, like, you have a baby on me, like I'm good. I'm good. Um, and this was my deal breaker coming to fruition, basically. So I found this out, and I had so much peace. Yes, I'm still in that initial shock, but there's a level of peace about it because I know that it's God. Yes, there was still pain because again, I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable here, and now I'm trying to take a step back, which causes me to walk in a place of discomfort. So there was all of those emotions still, but I knew it was God. So there was a peace that surpassed all understanding in that situation. And so I took the exit door, and I know it was nothing but God who strengthened me to do that because of the prayer. So when I found out about the baby, it immediately took my mind back to the prayer that I prayed. And again, I knew it was God, right? And the reality was it had to be something that happened that would actually make me turn from the mess that I was in. Because the reality was this baby that was coming into this world was innocent, and I knew that I couldn't stomach that. There was a level of jealousy that was rising because of this situation towards an unborn child who had nothing to do with the foolishness we had going on. So I told old dude, like, I can't do this. I don't want to hate nobody's kid. Like, that's not even right. I don't want any part of it. And so I was able to walk away, and it was very painful. It was very extremely emotional for me because here I am now in a place where I need to detach from this individual. Remember, we have been together over 4 years, so we were very enmeshed. So us breaking up meant that I was detaching from this individual. And so as I was detaching, obviously there was still residue on me from him. So these were these places I now had to heal from. These were these raw, exposed wounds that literally had to heal. And so that definitely took me into what I would describe as a valley place, but it had to happen. Sometimes it takes us being in the valley for us to hear God, for us to grow a sense of intimacy with God, because I'm in this relationship. I'm not thinking about God. I'm not thinking about his desires for my life. Like, all of that was out the window. It came to a situation of like, I don't have anybody else to call. I don't know what else to do. I've literally tried everything. God, if you're real. It was a God, if you're real moment. Because mind you, although I grew up in the church, I did not have a relationship with God. I saw my mom serving God. So I knew of him through her. You know what I mean? Like that was her relationship. That was her thing with God. But I began to learn God as my God during that valley place, because literally my attention was focused on him. Like nobody else could help me heal in that space or bring me through. That was really a time ordained by God to grow closer, to draw me closer to him. And he needed my attention. I had to go through that. And so what I want to encourage you, if you are in a position where like you're stuck in this relationship, because there is this attachment, there is this tie, and like this ain't my person, this is draining me, this really isn't worth it, and you are struggling to maneuver that, you're struggling to just let that go and let that be, I want you to Pray this prayer. God, create an exit door and give me the strength to use it. Be consistent in praying that. It's short. It's short, sweet, and to the point, but I'm telling you that God will respond. I know this. I know this because he responded for me. He brought me out of that, like literally brought me out of that. He can do the same thing for you. So again, that simple prayer is, God, create an exit door and give me the strength to use it. I hope that was encouraging for you, because there is light on the other side of that, of whatever relationship you're in that you know, like, this ain't for me for real. I'm just her. And maybe you're just there at this point because that's what you're used to. You don't want to start all over. There are fears about starting all over. There could be fears about being alone. There's so many statistical things that'll tell you that. For instance, the fact that I don't know the exact statistics, but they say it's multiple women per one man. That could be scary when you feel like, well, I'd rather deal with the one that I know than to get out there and find something new. But when I tell you, like, you are worth so much more than that, the prayer is simple. God, create an exit door and give me the strength to use it. When you confess that, it gives God room and permission to work in your life, to move things that need to be moved, and to get you where it is that you need to go. And it could be outside of that relationship, outside of whatever you're entangled in, because this is a God of freedom. This is a God of deliverance. So you all be encouraged. Be encouraged.